what's up, everyone? It's me, Mel, aka Baby Girl. Welcome back to my channel. Of course, today's video, though, is my very first talking head video, which, basically is this. Sitting here, talking to the camera, and pretending that I have an audience. So, let's go. This is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be branching out and trying different things, giving out different variety of content so that I could get feedback from you guys to find out what you really want to see me do, But this video is a serious note video, and it's a video I really want to do because it really touches me a lot. And I feel for this family. It breaks my heart what they had to go through. And I wanted to enlighten everyone with this story so that it can start getting some attention that it absolutely deserves. Now, viewer discretion is advised. This video is not kid-friendly. This video is also, a triggering kind of video. So, if you feel like you don't want to watch it or whatever, that's fine, because I will advise you that I'm going to have to probably blur it, but they do show on the body cam what happened to this poor young boy. So let's get started. I'm just going to play the video and then we can discuss it afterwards.
Get back, you're gonna get shot!
7 seconds. That's how long authorities say they had before shooting a teenager with autism. Deputies were called to 15-year-old Ryan Gaynor's home in Apple Valley, California on March 9th.
That's assault and battery.
When the deputies arrived, Ryan had what authorities described as a 5-foot-long garden tool with a sharp-bladed end. And as seen on body cam video, which was blurred by the sheriff's department, he appears to be chasing the deputy.
We pay law enforcement officers
matter.
to stop threats and to stop violence. The deputy hadn't even made it into that house to be able to investigate the claims that were made of assault. Was somebody injured?
But the family attorney, DeWitt Lacey, says it's about the initial approach.
In California, it gives direction that when you're encountering somebody with mental disabilities or impairments in the field, that you shouldn't present as a threat. That you don't come up and show that you want to arrest somebody or present with guns or sirens and flashing noises. Things that could upset or frustrate somebody who's experiencing some type of mental health issue.
This was not the first time deputies were called to the home. In 5 previous encounters with police this year, deputies had been able to help.
What we need to really look at is, even if we had the best of healthcare, the best psychologist in that immediate interaction and that 7 seconds, there are no magic words.
Lacey says the family believed calling authorities was their only available option.
They thought of police as a resource that had been helpful in the past. They believed, because of their past experiences, that calling them on this occasion may result in the same type of helpfulness.
But in this last encounter, Ryan was shot 3 times.
Why would you do that? Why you shoot my baby?
And despite aid from deputies, he later died at the hospital. While the family does admit to difficult times with Ryan, he's described as a gift, a blessing, and a source of pride.
Everybody has difficult times.
The family is now asking for accountability.
Maybe the officers aren't the people that we should be calling. Maybe there are other folks that we should be calling, but as of right now, they are the people that are charged with this responsibility, and we got to hold them accountable for it.
Right, exactly. Okay, we watched the video. That's the clip from CNN, and I believe that police have too much power. With that being said, they come up too aggressively, and I'm sorry, but you can walk up to a situation, and you can assess that situation and know exactly kind of what's going on. Without having to really know what's going on when you walk up. Now, you come to this residence and you've been there before. Therefore, there has been other reports written. Okay? Now, one fun fact I will tell you guys on this channel is that I really wanted to be a cop right after I had my children, and I decided that I was going to be an upstanding woman, and I was going to sign up for school to become a police officer. At the time, I was with my abusive ex, and so I did think, you know, hey, this is a good one to do to him. I'll become a cop. But anyway, I have a lot of insight to these kinds of situations, whereas the normal citizens, they don't have that insight. And so with that being said, many people don't know what police do behind closed doors, whereas I kind of do. I know more so than the average citizen is what I'm trying to say. You know, I don't obviously have, you know, a badge or anything like that. What did you think of this clip? Put down in the comments. I want the comments section of my videos to be where we discuss things, you know, how we feel, what we got out of it, what our suggestions are, anything. But this body cam shows the police body cam of an officer during a very confusing situation. Now, this young man is running around his driveway with a garden tool. Okay. Now, when I was in school, he put us through a lot of training at that actual precinct, and it was the best one I've ever really heard of, because I had to actually get a bachelor's degree. I also had to go through sensitivity training and everything like that. So I feel like that department, above all, could like be a model department for these other departments to look up to. You know what I'm saying? Because we were taught to assess, to take a step back when you first pull up. Okay, you see this young man running around with this garden tool. Now, you know your life's not in imminent, life-threatening danger, right? So, you see him running, and my first instinct would be to even though he was chasing the officer, but my first approach wouldn't be to dart up to him, because that's only going to make matters more intense, right? So what I would do is I would have stopped and said, "Hey, what's going on? Can you put that down?" You know, negotiate with him, talk him down, like you're supposedly supposed to be being taught in the academy. I mean, literally, it's a class. Okay? Interrogations, let's see. Like, it's communications. Like, I can't think of the word that I'm looking for here. It's really frustrating because I'm doing a video, but these officers have such a power trip, though, that learning anything new and trying to understand the human mind, which psychological behaviors, mental illness, goes hand in hand with criminal behavior. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to say that, how else you can look at it, but mental health goes hand in hand with criminal behavior. Therefore, every officer should have sensitivity training, major sensitivity training. They should also be taught how to handle these situations and what approach they should make. Because I'm sorry, if you want to work in society as somebody that's going to supposedly protect and serve, then let's protect and serve. And let's do it the right way. Let's make sure that we are proactive about our jobs and not sitting there on our watching football games every Sunday and just going to work, putting that badge on and keeping your nasty fucking, attitude every time you talk to another human being. It's ridiculous. Police need to be humbled. Big time. Big time. And I'm sorry, I don't, if there's police out there that are watching this, I know there are wonderful policemen out there that do wonderful, wonderful jobs and are heroes. Unbelievably. I know that. I see that. I understand that. In fact, I saw that when I was going to school. I saw that in the academy. Trust me, I know there's great officers out there. But the ones that aren't, the bad apples that are creating chaos like this, the ones that are stomping on people of color and stepping on their necks until they can't breathe anymore, those bad apples, those deranged fuckers that really, really need to not even be in society anymore, which thank God George Floyd's murderer is not on the streets anymore. Okay? I digress. Now, holding a garden weapon and running in your driveway, and I am 100% certain that mother, when she called 911, being that she had incidents with the police before, and dispatchers can see that on the computers. Usually they should be able to see that there's other incidences recently or within at least the past few years where the police had to be at that location for that individual every single time. Now you're telling me that these officers were not made aware that this was a child with autism before they even made it to? It's not 1982 anymore, okay? We aren't having these miscommunications here. There's way too much technology out there for these officers to have any fucking excuse. They don't have one. This young man was suffering at that moment. He was going through an episode that many young people with autism go through all the time. And these parents were fed up. They were frustrated. They didn't know what to do anymore. Because you know what? Parents aren't equipped with the knowledge and the schooling to know exactly what to do with their own children when they are dealing with a child with a disability like that. Okay? And it's not that child's fault. It is not Ryan's fault. It's just so disheartening to know that I or anybody else can't even pick up the phone and call the police and know that we're going to be safe in doing so. And I'm sorry to bring this up. Did anybody happen to notice that this young man and this family were people of color? Now, do you think that cop would have pulled up to that address and seen a young man in the driveway with a garden tool, a white young man in the driveway with a garden tool? Now, do you think that officer would have pulled a lethal weapon out of his belt and decided that it was, his life was in danger and his fellow officers' lives were in danger because a garden tool was going to take them from this earth? And so he immediately had to draw his weapon and become hero of the year and murder this young boy in front of his mother. How do you feel now? How's your ego now? How do you feel? That's what I want to know. How do you go to bed at night, officer, knowing that this mother has the tragic vision of her son being shot and killed right in front of her? How does that make you feel? When you close your eyes, I'm sure nothing is running through your head other than freaking little birds tweeting and fucking gumdrops falling to the ground and happy smiles, blah, blah, blah. Your beautiful wife laying next to you and, your wonderful job, your children playing in the other room. But does that woman get to have any more memories with her son? No, she doesn't, because you decided to make the decision to take his life that day because for some reason you felt that garden tool was going to remove you from this earth. Because let me tell you something, in my precinct, we were taught that you do not pull that weapon unless your life or your fellow officers' lives were in imminent danger of death. With that being said, so you're telling me that you felt like your life as an officer with many weapons upon your belt to use against this young man that was in need of assistance. He was in need of your help, your protecting and your protecting and serving badge that you wear so proudly was what that boy needed. But instead, you removed a lethal weapon from your belt and decided it was time to kill him. It just makes me absolutely sick. And I don't understand it. Honest to God, I don't. I didn't understand it when I saw the video on the news over and over again of that moron stepping on George Floyd's throat while he's screaming that he can't breathe. And, because you're speaking and you're telling me you can't breathe, so you must be able to breathe, right? It's sick. It is really sick. It is disgusting to me. I wanted to do this video to, hopefully this video pumps out and goes out there to those that need to see it, because I believe that this boy being a person of color and the family being people of color, that played a role in this cop's mind when he pulled that gun out that day. I'm sorry, but I believe that wholeheartedly. And you know why I believe that? Because I worked with these motherfuckers, and I will tell you right now that yes, they do profile. They do go to the poorer communities before they bounce around the rich communities. And the only reason we were ever told to go to the rich communities was to just make sure that nothing looked, out of order. Okay. The ethics in the police departments right now are still just as fucked up and bad as they were in the 70s and the 60s. They're horrible. Do you know that they told me that as a woman, and this was in 2008 maybe, or 9, that as a woman, I was going to have to fight to keep my job every day because they would make it very hard for me to keep it. And that every day they would make sure to do something to make me rethink being a police officer. And then I would be looked at as a sex symbol all the time. And that's just something that I had to deal with. Isn't that cute? Anyways, you guys, I'm going to stop right now because I am very, very upset. Because this video really riled me up. And I'm sorry that I got so upset and everything. I will bring a more lighthearted video to you guys very, very soon. I look forward to it. I love you. And remember, just don't be an asshole like these guys were. I mean, I'm more than an asshole. A fucking murdering piece of shit. That's what he was. I keep getting lipstick on my teeth. Therefore, I'm out. No more red shit on my lips. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to... And excuse my voice. I have a cold. So I don't normally sound like, this much of a man. So I will get rid of this tone in my voice very soon. Although, it's not like it's a bad thing. It's just... I'll shut up. Bye.